Brilliance Audio presents 4 Soldiers by Hubert Mingarelli. Translated by Sam Taylor. Performed by Stefan Rudnitsky. I am from Dorovica, in the province of Viatka. When my parents died, I left Dorovica and moved to Kalyazin by the river, where I worked for a man named Ovanes. I harnessed felled tree trunks to a horse to transport them from the riverbank to the sawmill. Then I tied them to a winch and lowered them one by one to Ovanes's bandsaw. In the evening I fed the horse with oats and spread out straw for him. I rented a room from Ovanes at 16 Svievo Street. My window overlooked the river. I had a bed and a rug. I built myself a cabinet where I kept my belongings. I was alone in the world, and in the evening I watched the river as I ate. There were flat-bottomed boats moving upstream. Their hulls gleamed in the setting sun. On the bridge, the shadows were like ghosts. When I left Kalyazin, Ovanes bought the bed, the rug, and the cabinet from me. I took the train to join the Red Army, and I fought on the Romanian front. We marched a long way. We ate cold kasha and dried fish, and we slept in ditches. I was in Dudorov's regiment, and in the summer we fled from the Romanians. It was very hot. The cavalry kicked up clouds of red dust. The ambulance and food truck drivers yelled at us to get out of the way. The officers stopped to look behind them, hands shielding their eyes from the sun as if they'd forgotten something. Then I met Pavel. He was heating up some water behind a wall, hidden from the road. He'd stabbed a hole in a tin can with his knife, and he was holding it above the flames. Our regiment continued to march along the road, kicking up dust. When he took some tea out of his pocket, my thirst and the sight of the tea emboldened me. I called out to him, "Hey, comrade!" He beckoned me over. I sat across from him, and we drank the tea together in silence. We were in the same regiment. When the noise from the road had died down completely, I said to him, "The Romanians will be here soon." We set off, and caught up with the tail end of the column. An officer on horseback was circling around the tired soldiers, trying to hurry them up. He'd put a handkerchief under his cap to protect the back of his neck from the sun. He was red from the dust, and he held his revolver against his stomach. He kept saying over and over, "I know you're tired, but don't make me do it. I swear by Saint Sophia, don't make me. Keep going. Don't slow down." And as he said this, he moved the revolver from his stomach and held it in his fingertips as if it were burning hot. He was a young sub-lieutenant, and he looked on the verge of tears. Finally, a soldier who was pulling a mule by its bridle said to him, "What do you want from us? We're marching! We're marching! Put your revolver away. No one's making you do anything." The officer yelled, "What did you say to me?" The soldier lowered his head. The officer went up to him, brandishing his revolver. He put the barrel of the gun to the mule's neck and pulled the trigger. It fell forwards. The soldier had wrapped the bridle around his wrist, and he fell onto the road too, dragged down by the mule and its load. The officer stood above them, his revolver pointed at the sky. In a rage he screamed, "No one's making me do anything, eh? You feel better now?" The soldier was lying on his back, covered in the mule's blood. He stared darkly at the officer and said in a cold voice, "Bastard." The soldier tried to grab his rifle, but it was trapped under his back. He pushed the mule away to free himself and picked up his knife. So Pavel and I both ran towards the ditch, hurtling down into it and coming out the other side, and then into a field to get away from the road. It was a sloping field, the grass cut short. When we reached the high part of the field, we could see the column stretched out all the way to the horizon. This was exactly what we wanted, not to lose sight of the others, to keep marching eastward with them to escape the Romanians, but without having to deal with all the troubles on the road.